see if YouTube will let me do the thing.
Today because we're conducting a very important experiment.
Okay, that is not what I want to focus on mine. It doesn't say that I'm live. Is it live on the wrong... It might be live on the wrong channel. No? No, it does. It says I'm live. Okay, cool. And it has a nature picture. Is that okay? Share. Retweet. Go here. Put the keyboard away. I won't need that until I'm titling layers. Share. Where else? Discord. Promo. Here. This is the boring part. I spend the first like 3 minutes getting all the things shared and do the thing and the thing and the thing. Hey, okay. Share where else in Discord? I know Meg has one. Should I go to... Gotta scroll. Going live. Yes, that's the one. Gotta do all the things. Gotta remember all the places you have to share these things. 'Cause I won't do like an automatic thing since you have to, in order to allow one website to talk to another automatically, you give it the permission to do things without asking that I don't want it to do. Like following and unfollowing, and I don't want a pre-post. Oh, no, that's in the, okay. That's in YouTube. Okay, I think I got it shared everywhere. The mic is facing the wrong direction. This is why we do all of these things when nobody's here. Okay. Maker, which fells, I fix that. Okay. So, we're going to start with the bracer. Should be fairly simple. So, I think it's in colors. Threshold. I think that's too much threshold, but we're gonna zoom in and okay. Yeah, that's gonna have some fuzzy line work, I think so. Well, that's making it more fuzzy. Okay. I think we're gonna have to be happy with that because, oh boy. So this is where I get to fix all the little hiccups and things. I wonder, can I add some hashtags? Not on YouTube. That seems to be a Twitch thing. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be using GIMP today because that's what I'm comfortable with. We're going to grab white. And we're not going to use a paintbrush because that makes fuzzy lines. We're going to use pencil. basically get clean lines, because these I want to erase. All the little things that I had problems with, I can fix digitally. And I do appreciate that I can do that. Now I know that this is supposed to be a drawing that two people have written on, but that doesn't mean it has to be sloppy. Because how do we know they wouldn't have fixed it too? So if you have not read my books, oops, sorry about that. I live downtown, there's going to be some of that. If you haven't read my, oh, for Pete, is that just going to do that? Okay, well, let's see if we can't just fix the whole thing. If you have not read my books, this is from the second book. Kara did some schematics drawings for Judah for the bracers that they wear, and she has designed her own. Again, sorry about that. She designed her own bracer, and that's the schematic that we're looking at, is her bracer. She is an artist, and as such, her bracer is the only one that has more than one color of stone. That might just have to be a thing that we're okay with. It might just be a thing. I'm not fond of it. I might have to just radically accept that the lines are gonna be a little chunky where I don't want them. I can make the line thinner. I know that I can, but you know. I mean, she didn't have to make the schematic perfectly, because they're not drawing the bracers, they're making them in 3 dimensions. So this is just something to give her dad something to work off of. I really don't like how thick that is. I'm just gonna like shave a little off. Do that. Now I only have one monitor, so I will be checking the chat periodically instead of having it constantly. I know I can like put side by side, you know, boom, boom, but I like to be able to look at the whole thing. So I will check periodically to see what chat is doing, if anybody comes in. Okay, so I want these to be more flowing. Yeah. Shade a little there. I do absolutely adore that I can fix this, because it's a lot harder to do without digital. There's a lot of, you know, whiteout and trying to hide that you used whiteout. I suppose I could just do all of the black lines first and then do the white lines, because I know that this has a little, oh, that's, okay. If that is thicker than the, see, what makes me a little not happy is that my dockable dialog for tool options won't stay here. What is this? Save tool preset, restore tool preset, delete, or that. You can't, that I can see, pin this. Okay, because as soon as I'm done setting that, the minute that I put a pencil here, it's gone. It's gone. So, okay, I don't know who's booping my phone. During business hours, I don't generally mute my phone. Oh, I don't like what happened there. So, sadly, there will be noise from my phone anytime before 5 o'clock. And because that was so insistent, I'm gonna check. That's just email. I don't have to look at those. So yeah, that's gonna boop from time to time. We're just gonna have to be okay with that. Okay, yeah, the smaller pencil size does make that easier. Okay, well, so I should have done that first. Leave me alone. If anyone comes in, I'll start muting when I cough, because I know it bothers some people. I have allergies and my neighbors smoke things, so that's just a thing that happens, unfortunately. I was actually surprised because the neighbor across the hall is smoking in her unit and the office is still open. I don't know why she decided to be so bold, but she did. Oh, yeah, sorry. Downtown living. Used to be that dialog box would stay open too, but it doesn't. So I could switch quickly between black and white while doing this. No, they got rid of that. There was an update, and I don't like that they did that. I'm sure that there were people going, I don't want it to stay open. I want it to close when I'm done. It's like, I don't. I would prefer if my dialog boxes would stay open so that I can quickly change between colors and leave my frickin' tool preset, because I change line weight a lot. I want the boxes to stay open, but they don't, and I don't know how to fix that. So if you are watching this, if it actually saves the VOD and you're watching this back, and you know how to fix the crap they just did, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna open my tea. If I were streaming on Twitch, I have a command to remind me that I have tea. That's for hot tea. This ain't a hottie. It is very sweaty though. Okay. I do have one friend that I hope can make it to stream. I have been trying to get YouTube streaming to work specifically for her because she doesn't know how to make Twitch work. I have a couple of friends that don't know how to make Twitch work. And I'm hoping that she can make it. But life is a thing. Other people have them. I kind of don't. So, you know. I could fiddle with this for hours, but I probably should move on and stop working on this one very small segment. But I am me, and this is what I do. I'm a fiddler, I know. It's probably really annoying. Okay. I'm not on a roof, but I am a fiddler. I may also have to check that my PCA is doing things, because sometimes he gets distracted. He's on the clock right now. Alright, so let's start. Okay. I kind of want to do the writing in a different color, but I don't know what color you would use. No, I like that better way, the way I wrote it. I don't know what color you would use to put notes on a blueprint. And I do know that typically blueprints are blue. I don't remember the name of the process that they make the image blue. I do know Morgan Donner did a dress with that technique, but I don't remember what it's called. And yes, the dress was every bit as cool as you think it was. She did flowers, and she did exposures of the flowers on the fabric. It was really, really cool. Okay. So just correct this little bit there, and that little hiccup there. This little overstep. And again, I know they can't do this because they're just drawing on paper, but I can. So I can make them look good. I would say make my boys look good, except Kara's not a boy. And she's the one who, in theory, would have drawn this. Okay, so this right here would be black. I just didn't want to use my micron ink. Well, I suppose I could just make it a little easier on myself. Oddly, I did not add digital art to the currency. But there's only one computer that's not in the lab, so she would have mostly worked in traditional media. So I could leave little irregularities if I wanted to, but I don't. Don't want it. Also, I struggled with the heartbeat line, but I feel like she would have drawn the heartbeat line and then colored it in, but because I knew that I was going to make this digital, I did not do that because it is easier to work from black and white, do the threshold, and then add color. So I don't like to use my colored ink on things that I'm going to scan in. Oh, I went too far. So, okay. What I can do is sort of even out the peaks and valleys. I mean, I could just like bucket fill this black and then redraw, but I don't want to. Oop, that was. This is a little thicker than this line work, but that's okay. So I don't know what color. I might just do blue, like a blue ink pen for the writing on the diagram. I suppose I could try that once I get the line work fixed, because like there's these little hiccups where my hand did not quite have even pressure, and there's these little empty dots that I have to fill in to make it look more straight and stuff. That's gonna bug me. I know, I fiddle way too much. But that is me, and I do fiddle. And not on the roof. Okay, the cat is trying to get in my lap, so that may be a little distraction. Okay. I know that I should do the line work all in one go, but that's not always how I work. Okay, so I could use the shift function to make these lines straight. The problem with that is that when I use the shift function, any diagonal line is gonna have pixelation. So if I do straight up and down, they're nice, clean lines. But when I go any diagonal at all, we get pixel drag, and I don't want that.
We didn't even have a small group today. I found the other pair of gloves.
Yeah. Murphy's Law. It does look a little hand-drawn, but it's supposed to, so I have to just be okay with that. And then I said I wanted a blue. I'm not going to do Curran blue because this is ink. Let's see, I think a pen would be somewhere in here. So the tricky part is going to be where the additions go over the existing line work. Like the arrows. Whoop. That's just a thing that happens. My tendency to get letters a little too close together does come in handy when I'm bucket filling with lettering. Yeah, these arrows are going to be a bit of a pain. Okay, and I saw, yep, a little dot there. So what I can do is just try to trace as best I can. Anything that would, because if I tried to bucket fill the arrows, obviously we would just do the whole line work blue, and we don't want that. This did require thinking about what the bracers could do. I know I could be okay with the roughness of the lettering. I don't know if I will be able to, but I could try. Oh. Maybe this might be where I have to pull out the mouse. is easier to do like the, whoop. I closed the color dialog box and I guess it left it on red. Here, go to pencil. I could use paintbrush. Not gonna. Like that needs a little reinforcement. So do most of the eyes, honestly. Okay. Oh, I see a couple of things that happen when you scan, like this up here. You get little hitches in the background. That's what I usually do right off the bat. So I look for those. But I got distracted. I think you can kind of tell that I erased. But, you know, I mean, you'd be able to tell in a hand drawing as well, because she did the same thing. So it's just realistic. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's one thing I like, one of many things I like about digital. If you don't like a line you've done, you just hit undo. You can't do that when you're drawing. Okie doke. It's hard for me when I'm drawing something that is supposed to look hand-drawn and letting things be a little rough. Because they would be. And having that line between what just looks messy and what looks authentically hand-drawn. Like, for example, this little pink at the end of the lettering on a couple of them. It just squiggles down to nothing, and it would be a pain in the butt to color around later, even with the way that I do things. So it's a matter of what looks good, what looks like it's authentically hand-drawn, and what is going to cause trouble coloring it later. Because this is going to be the template for every other bracer that I do. And I'm gonna do all of them, I think, because I feel like my chapters are getting stolen by a robot. And I was told that the more chapter art I put on it, the stronger my case is if it goes to court, that like, no, these are my works, not this this fake. So this part is going to change depending on whose bracer it is. So the name of the person and then what metal it is and what color the stones are. Oh, I forgot I was going to do that with the mouse. are programs where you can just multi-select things and change the color. I don't know if GIMP has that ability, but it would come in handy right about now. Okay, so we go to pencil and fix little hitches like that. That B. I feel like the S could use a little reinforcing. And I did try to give them each their own handwriting, but I'm not sure that I like the handwriting I gave Judah. The beautiful thing about digital is I can just change his handwriting. Sorry, I didn't mean to clip the mic there. Okay, let me go back to the blue ink. Back to bucket filling. I was raised around ADHD because I don't necessarily do things in like right to left or left to right or up and down. I like to change it up a little. I don't have ADHD, but everyone around me did. So my brain likes a little variety sometimes. So I incidentally gave Kara my handwriting. Because she's an artist and I'm an artist, and why not? But I don't know really what I want Judah's handwriting to look like yet.
Here you are.
You know, I just realized I have not saved anything I have done yet. I've got to put this back under my desk. There's that lid that I couldn't find a while ago. Oh well, I'll get it later. Okay. So many of the rings got wobbly, and I'd have to just be okay with it. I don't like being okay with it. Ah. Wrong color. But I would almost have to draw it again from scratch to fix everything. check my phone and see what's been booping at me. As I said, I don't have much of a life, so it's not usually anything super major unless my text thingy lights up my phone. Usually. I saw that. So many minute things that probably no one's ever gonna notice. But I see it. Like, this whole thing bothers me. And sometimes I think I've got them all, and then I go to color it and I go, dang it, I missed one. So what I'll do if I'm doing a multi-piece like this is I will leave the template, which is this, in another window, and as I find little bits that are wrong with the original, I'll go and tweak them. So when I did Judah's tattoos, as I found things that, like color that had gone outside the lines or something like that, I would cut over to the basic Judah. Not that he is basic, but you know, the standard untattooed. Okay, I should probably say the standard Curran, because I am gonna add Ibrahim's face to that template, possibly today. But so I would add the fixes to the original as I found problems on the duplicates. Oh, wait. These tiny little things you wouldn't think would make a difference, but when you go to color, they do. To me, probably nobody else sees it. These are gonna bug the crap out of me. I want to fix them. I'm gonna fiddle with these things way too much and overthink it. Artist problems. Okay, so this connects here. I have to cover, oh, that is way too thick. Sometimes what I'll try is I'll just do like a little bit here. But the problem is I think that this blue is too close to the black. So even though I have put a blue line here, I feel like if I try to color this, oh, it didn't. Okay. Sometimes if the colors are too similar, it'll just do everything connected to it. switch to the mouse, and, oh, right. There is so much line to check. I'm not going to catch everything the first try. I don't think. I think that went too high. Yep, that went too high. Yeah. Gotta love a watery eye when you're trying to draw. These clasps are going to give me fits. Well, I say that like they aren't already doing that. Oh, I just redid what I undid, so I'm gonna go over here and not think. Okay, there was something in the blue zone. Yeah, the R. That needed a little pink bonk. Actually, I kind of don't hate his handwriting. I think the A's were what I was not sure about. I wonder if he's the one doing this part, if this is an addition to what she's already done, would that be in a different color? Because he wrote this part. He added the clasps. I should do a different ink color at the very least. I don't want to do red. Because that feels too abrupt. What color ink is there? Maybe just like a different shade of blue? What do we think? I don't think it's different enough. I know there is purple ink. Do I really want to go purple? Because I will. Just go straight up purple. I don't know if that's different. I think might have to make it lighter. Ah! Is that different enough? I don't know. So there's a one of these that I can boop. No! Okay, we're switching to the mouse. This is why we use the mouse when we're bucket filling. Because if you're slightly off, it'll just bucket fill. Nope. I saw it happen. I saw that I was slightly off. I do like that you have the crosshairs. Okay. I don't know if he needs to, because his D's, B's, and P's are different, does he need to have that A? Or can they have, I mean, it makes sense that they would have similar lettering, considering he would have potentially helped teach her how to write. So it would make sense if they had the same A, even if none of the other letters are the same. Oh, there is a text. Okay, what?
I know I'm still below it.
So what do you, hang on, let me mute for this.
both of the recycling, which needed it terribly. Yeah, they're smoking something that my throat doesn't like.
Yeah,
to-
well, not much we can do about that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Bold of them to do it while the office is open, is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, well, the thing is as long as they do it in the weed wagon, there's no recourse. You know, they can smell it, they can watch them do it. They can watch them break federal law. Also, federal law. See, federal law enforcement will not, unless it's large scale, or it needs to a large scale, won't do much about it. And I get it, because it's prudent not to follow every infraction of using weed. See, that's the issue with legalizing something at the state level. It's still not legal.
Well, yeah, but they're not just doing weed.
No. Again, it has to be prudence.
Sure, I guess meth and cocaine aren't bad enough.
Well, no, it's not that. It's the scale. The thing is you only have so much manpower. The problem is this has gotten so large scale and totally against what they have said. Oh, it's not a gateway drug. Yes, it is.
For some people it is, for some people it isn't.
Well, you know, when they're throwing a lot of these drugs without your knowledge into it and getting you hooked on them, it is.
Yeah.
It's not going, oh, I'm high now, I should try something else. No, it's the fact that they're slipping it in. And
I was having trouble peeing this morning. I think they got some fentanyl in there lately.
the problem is we have way too much of a tolerance for it.
Well,
2
because
years ago, the fentanyl we'd be inhaling would have killed us.
well,
But in fact, almost did.
it did almost kill you. But no, the only time I ever have this much trouble peeing is after surgery. And well, what do they give you when you have surgery?
Right. Well, I don't think this time it's the pot. I think it's whatever they put in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm struggling with disassociation really badly.
Well, okay. The problem is there are an absolute butt ton of users in every high rise.
Yeah.
To actually prosecute any of them, even not to the fullest extent of the law, would take too much manpower up and down the chain. So they have to be exceedingly strategic in their interference of the drug flow from the manufacturers to the consumers. You know, cutting off the demand did not work. Probably because they didn't pump. They probably weren't able. The programs were probably not big enough. And actually, to tell you the truth, you can educate people on how to be smart. You can't necessarily educate people on how to be moral, per se. Actually, I would say that's more of a prayer thing. You can try, and you can tell people how detrimental things like smoking, anything. The only thing isn't that the only thing you can smoke that won't kill you is smoking meat.
Pork, beef. Well, pork might cause problems for me, but it ain't gonna kill me. It's just gonna give me tummy trouble.
Oh, somebody was talking to me about grilling vegetables.
Yeah.
I imagine if you can grill it, you can smoke it too. So I wonder what
Ask the vegans. You know they've smoked vegetables. If you can grill it, you can smoke it. You bet your sweet patootie they've probably tried smoking veggies.
Well, they smoke a certain kind of lettuce.
I was gonna say, and I don't mean the lettuce.
The devil's lettuce. The devil's lettuce to what? No. I suppose you used your last ciabatta bun yesterday.
For lunch, or for dinner, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were gonna go out.
Yeah, but it's lunchtime now.
Ah.
That does not solve that problem.
I got hot dogs.
You do?
I specifically did not put them in breakfast because I knew I might need them for lunch.
I suppose. I suppose if I go ahead and prepare some of that for your lunch, I can take off and grab my own.
Yeah.
I'm about to that on my list. So, actually, I am to that on my list. It's pretty much all that's left is lunch and errands.
Well,
So-
I do have Okay, so now that this is going to become the blank. So this is hers, this is the blank. What we do is we're gonna Windows, dockable dialogues, tool options. I wish I knew how to make this bigger. So this one, we're gonna remove all of that because this is the blank. So I don't think after the first one that this would all be here. So Cars is gonna have this, like maybe she did hers first. And so hers would have all of the back and forth between her and Judah, so any subsequent ones that she did wouldn't have that. So now we zoom in and make sure that I didn't leave anything behind. Ah, see? There's a little boop there, a boop there. Well, I suppose those wouldn't, it's fine, I'll fix that in a sec. I need to make sure, up, see? That, that. Okay. Okay. So now we open the window that I wish I could frickin' make permanent, go back down to 5, and then sorta that, because any blueprints she made after that okay. I just noticed a thing there. Got a little boop there. Yeah, I can do that. And then alright, so there's a little thing right there. What's that like on this one? Oh, I fixed that one. Okay. Alright, so save that one. Save that one. So now we're gonna start coloring. And you might think that what I would do, okay, I think that was the, what color is the big one? Like an orangey? Yeah, orange. So what you might assume that I would do is just bucket fill. And I could. Oh, see, I found another thing. I guess for these I can. Well, I'll do that for the stones. I'm not gonna do that for the background. Because, and I just found a thing here. You see what I was saying about how one little dot can ruin it? Big one. Where was it? I think it's here. Well, So, the reason that I'm going to add a new layer, it's not going to be called tattoos, that's a different project. The reason I'm going to add another layer for color is because, oh right, I need to, well, I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so what other colors do we have? There is a red one. So we'll go to this red that we used for the thing. Actually, I can pull up the picture. I took a picture of the stones. I just took some marbles that I had. So go to Les Goog Photos. Where would I think I would have put that in my drawings album. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Ah, okay. Oh, I didn't. Well, the red one is one of the bigger ones. So, I'm gonna guess that one. Bucket fill. Punk. And then current blue, I remember, is another one, and we do still have kind of current blue. Current blue is one of the smaller ones. We'll preliminarily stick it there. Although I might have had it on that one. Bright green.
Joe dogs and curtains.
Thank you. Here, let me move my my color pencils and you can just stick that there.
It's right inside the cloche. How convenient.
That was the idea, yeah. Okay, so bright green. And then there's two more. Purple and royal blue. We could almost use the ink color for the blue. And then his ink color for this, because they would use what they have. Sorry, housing stuff that we're trying to sort out. Because HUD changed the rules on us. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, so now I need to find my silver. So start with white and drop the opacity. Oh. Housing stuff. Okay, so I usually go for that kind. Well, hers is silver, but I like to add a little hint of blue, and I think I want to go a little lighter. So we're gonna go with that. So I can do that for the raised welds and the clasps. But here's where we run into problems. If I wanted to do bucket fill for this, there's a lot of gaps that I have to go in and fill. And I suppose that is a little easier than the alternative, which is what I would do is I would erase the white entirely and then just draw the outline of the bracer and fill it in with this one color. It's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. I could do it either way.
I'll be back shortly.
Yep.
See you do.
Yep. Now I see another line work hitch. Let me go to black, pencil, right there. And if I do the color layer underneath, you don't see that sort of stuff. Oh, well, I can already see. That's going to be a problem later. But where's the one I just, well, there's this one. Where is it? Oh, it was somewhere in here, and I don't remember. But I think I fixed it. Oh well. Save. Save. Then we go back to the silver color that we're using. Back to bucket fill. Just one of the reasons that I wouldn't use bucket fill is if I was doing any sort of gradient like hair. But also, if I just drew the bracer shape underneath, I wouldn't have to do all of this. Like I said, I could just draw the outline underneath and color it that way. Now I see another hitch in the line work that I'll have to fix. Do that in a sec. So I mean, it's a toss-up which is quicker. You can delete all of the white in one shot and then just color underneath, and that makes little tiny lines, like little tiny dots like that, easier to handle. It's like any irregularity in the line work where there's like one tiny pixel, that would be easier to deal with. Let's go over here and fill those in. Alright, I see a couple. Okay, so pencil, black. So there's one on, or there's two on this one. There's one there and one there. Let's go over here. there's one there I didn't see. Couple. They may not show up in the, oops. May not show up in that one, we'll see. Alright, so that one, there was one here, and one, I think, that one? File, save, and then the other one was over here. Where was it? Ah, yes. That. Let's go back to this one, scroll to that one. Oh, I'm a little high, but that little dot there. Oh, and it didn't like that. Oh, I can see one here, there, but also that. Just kinda. I wouldn't be so finicky with these lines if they weren't like the thing that controls the power. Oh, there's one there. There's a button on my pen that I keep looping. And there's one there. Okay, so back to this. There's one here. There. Right. Sometimes you don't find them until you color to the end. Silver. Hot. I don't think that will have color, but I think this one would. There's one right there. Well, I can kind of see it. So, I always save because sometimes GIMP crashes. And it's never fun to have to start again. I'm trying to remember what you did. Actually, it was something more detailed. So, because I did not do the color on a second layer, I have to go this tiny. Oh. And even then I still mess up. Did not notice that that little blob was there, so we're gonna go pencil that and just kinda that. Oh, well now I can see it. Okay. So I have to go this small to bucket fill, and if I had done the color on the underside, oops, then I could just what you would do is you would remove, I have to do this with my mouse, you would remove anything that is all the same color. So you would if you did your background in white, or if you have a white background because you scanned it, you would just delete anything that was white. And then that would leave everything, whoops. It would be transparent, and then you could draw on top of that. I'm gonna have to go this small to fix the other one. Not thrilled about that. Or I could just not care. Okay. But if I fix the master copy, then I don't have to fix the later iterations. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, because I didn't do the underlayer thing for everything. Oh. For everything underneath, I have to, for the love of Pete. I don't want to do all this. For the other ones, I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let me zoom out and figure out where I need to, yes. That. So this is me doing it the hard way. The next one I will do the easy way. So bucket fill. Pink. Pink. Let me see what else. Oh, well, that I can get without zooming in. Okay. Think. Well, okay. There's a. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Pencil right there. Oh, I can't see where it is on this one. Yeah, it was that one. So it's somewhere in here, and I don't know where it is. I'm gonna find it the hard way again. Okay, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Save. Saves. Then we go back to the bracer blank. File. Save a copy. And instead of Kara, we're gonna do Judah's. I'm gonna have several bracers in a line. Okay, so this is Judah's bracer. Have text. So, chords, so many chords, but I won't go chordless because then there's a delay that I don't like. So for this, I am going to use the paintbrush because I can. Might have to go with a bigger, yeah. He might be a bubble guy. Now I'm gonna move that down a little. Okay, did he? I have not done an E for him yet, so. Did I do an R? I did. So his R is sort of like a one of those. What did I do for hers? What? How was I doing his C's? Yeah, sort of a. Would he? I haven't written a U yet. I feel like he might be a. Well, but why? No, because then why wouldn't he do that for the? Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. How I did that? I don't think it is. Having to reproduce a different font. Oh no, that's kinda. Okay, so it's more of like a sorta. I like the line of that one, so I'm just gonna. And then did she put like, that's what the stones were? No. Oh, the metal doesn't have a, well, but he's only got one color of stone, so he might do the. You know, I'm gonna add a dash or something. We'll do one of those. Did she say silver metal? She might have said silver. She said silver metal, but would he have said silver metal? 'Cause he knows. Okay, so we're gonna put color under the scan. Okay, here's the easy way, sort of. Is that what I want? Yes. Select by color. I'm going to be on the scan layer. Select white. Now this may not work because I might not have an alpha channel, but okay. don't know why that happened. Does this have an alpha channel? Did not. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, didn't think that that was gonna happen. Did I? Which layer did I do this on? Oh, I did that on the color layer. Oops. But that's fine, because the reason that I like doing it this way is if I'm on the color layer, boom, everything there is fine. Oh, I see a thing. See, now I have to go back to pencil. I'm going to go to black and go back to that because I see pink. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it's still too, forgot to shrink the thing back down to 5. Oh, did I wrote all of that on the, oops. Wrong layer. That happens. Okay. There's a lot of these on this one. For Pete's sake, how many of these am I going to run into? Yummy, perfect bar. That's perfect. Anyway, so we'll go back to this one. And we'll go up to the top because I found some. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put a dot. And I'm going to hold down Shift. And do that. And it does make the line a little thicker and then it stops abruptly, but oops. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What's not fine is this wobble, but it's supposed to be hand drawn. It's fine. So let's go back to white, color, bucket. Let's fix. So the reason that I do my line work stuff in pencil instead of paintbrush is because when you use pencil, you don't get these little irregular wobbles because paintbrush has a fuzzy edge. So now I have to go in and fix that because I was on the wrong layer. Digital artist problems. Anyway. So when you didn't do an oopsie, oh, it's so wobbly. I don't like how wobbly it is, but I'm just gonna have to be okay with it because no one else is gonna care. So, what you would do is on the color layer, because it is underneath the line work layer, you take your silver, and if I've done this correctly, I'm on the color layer, with pencil, not paintbrush, you're gonna do the entire, honestly I could probably, yeah, that's what I love about straight lines. And then you just have a couple of little things here, and oh, there's a bunch there. Dot there, hold down Shift, plonk, Now my messenger is going to ding quite a bit because he's out doing the shopping. I do need to keep an eye on what he's getting. And he forgot that we were going to use my stamps. That's okay. Sorry, did not mean to clip the microphone. Okay, so put a dot there. Hold down shift. Bloop. And see there's one here and one there. And I can just hold down shift again to continue the line. And even though it follows the black line quite a bit, it will still color everything in the vicinity as long as it's one continuous line. We're good. If there are any gaps in the line, then it'll just color everything. So we put our little blue there and then go up here, plonk. Yeah, there's a few little irregular bits here. That happens. It's fine. So that's the end of the line there. So just go all the way up here. Bloop. Okay, well we can use a secondary line, I think. Because it goes under the line work, so I don't have to worry about accidentally drawing over it, which is very handy. A couple of little dots there, but it's so nice. And then, excuse me, so I just traced all of that underneath, right? So then I go bucket fill. And that happens. And it's so much easier than having to get in all of the little fiddly diddly doodads. Asking what was on the list. But yeah, that is so much easier. I don't have to worry about all the teeny tiny little nooks and crannies. As long as I'm on the right layer. So then, you remember how much trouble this was? Go back to pencil. He was asking what was on the list and showing me what he already got. So like all of this, it was such a pain in the butt. Look at that. I just colored underneath it. I did, I think, though, go a little bit. Oh, that's right. I think I just heard, yep, something went under the door. Management left us a note, and I will look at that in a sec. But look, I just draw under all of that. All that trouble that I had the first time is not going to happen this time. Because I'm drawing under the lines. I don't know if it counts as coloring outside the lines because I'm coloring in them, but under them. So it's a little bit of a pain with things that are not simple shapes, like that. But look how easy that was. Okay, let's check my message. And I'm I'm gonna go grab whatever was in the door. Well, under it. I am considerably worried that this is them telling us that our rent is way too much for us to be able to afford, but it might be the rescheduling of the recertification or the inspection. You never know. I live in an apartment. We may be finding out live how mad I'm gonna be, or sad, or upset, or otherwise worried. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's actually not bad. So, I have to sign a thing probably tomorrow. The rent increase is not too bad. But we're gonna have to pay back rent, so that's gonna suck. Anyway. You know, I'm not liking the way that C looks. I'm gonna fix that on all versions of it. So go to the ink color, go to line work. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go to the blank, scroll. Fix that. Always save the work. There. I realize I have not saved that one at all. You get my bone broth. Okay, so we need to do the stones, and that's a little bit of a pain, but it's so much less of a pain than it could be. So we go here, go to Curran blue. I'm still not sold on this particular shade of blue, but it's fine. All right. So I do have to be careful of the clasps. I forgot. That's fine. Now this is a complex shape, so there might be hitches, like if I miss one of the connections. And yes, I know that there will be like shines on the stones. That'll happen later. Right now I'm just showing you the difference between the two methods of coloring your work digitally. See? Not that much harder than it was before. So all of his are the same color. And again, I'm using pencil, not paintbrush, because paintbrush has a soft edge and it'll leave you with all kinds of frayed edges that you have to fill in. Mostly I use paintbrush for like when I sign it or landscapes. You have the background, because you do those in layers. So like you do, like say grass and sky. Okay. Well, the grass and the sky, you're gonna do the horizon in pencil, but then when you go to put the trees in, you're gonna do the trees in paintbrush, because you want the feathery edges. I'm still struggling with some disassociation. And I keep forgetting that I have food. was supposed to bring me a hummus and he didn't, but that's okay. I have legs. Now, I don't think that I'm going to do shading on these, except for a very simple drop shadow underneath the bracer, because Cara is still an artist. And I am going to do just a very simple highlight on the stones, because again, she's still an artist. I am the keeper of the grocery list. Now I know that this one is not a perfect circle, but I used a stone that I have lying around the house that looks pretty. And I wondered if maybe its slight irregularity might not translate better to the soul stones, because why would a soul stone be a perfect sphere or circle? Now I'm probably going to switch to Twitch in a bit. Just so that both audiences have a chance to pop in. I realize it's like not even 2:30 in the afternoon and a lot of people are working, but at least on YouTube, it does save the VODs, where it does not do that with Twitch. So, now that I'm showing you the difference between the two methods of coloring your piece, I thought, may as well do that where the VOD's going to get saved. VOD, if you don't know, stands for Video on Demand. I forgot that I could have also shared the stream with the villain support community in their Discord. And of course I remembered that right when I'm thinking about switching. That community mostly uses YouTube and not Twitch. So, you know. That happens. I think this might be darker than silver. Looking at it now. Especially in comparison to his lighter blue stones. It just looks too dark. So I might... Oh, who am I kidding? I'm going to change the color. But after I color all of the stones. Did I get them all? I did, okay. So let's try to find a better silver. I think we need to make it lighter. Let's try that. I just got cheese curd down my front. I'm not digging in my shirt. That's just not gonna happen. I think I need to go lighter still because silver. I think I need a little more blue. Alright, let's try that one. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Of course, now I have to do the tricky one. I think I'm just gonna leave the stuff that I had to zoom in to color. I think I'm just gonna leave leave those. I do think all these little dots, though, I'm going to leave the darker color. Because those are contacts, and I don't know what to do with them yet. I might also do the clamp, or the clasps in a different color, but I don't know yet. These little loops I might do in a different color. I don't know. I really did this one the hard way. Because you saw how easy it was to change the color of the metal in the other method. So yeah, that's why I typically choose to do it that way. Now I have to like look and make sure that I got everything. Oh, see, I missed that one. And that. I don't know what to do with the contacts. Whether to do them lighter, darker, have them be colorful like stones. That's the sort of thing I was kind of hoping. To have people here for it. I might have to take a Benadryl because I might have hives in my throat. I do have to blow my nose, and I'm not going to make you listen to that. Also not going to make you look at that. Because why would I? Alright, I think at 2.5 hours I'll switch. So, I'm going to go back to paintbrush. I go for white. Then, windows, dockable dialogues, tool options that I wish I could anchor. Oh, and I want the fuzzy. Sorry, I gotta open that again. Is that big enough? Yeah. For these, yeah. Just a little boop. And we gotta put it in and go even bigger for that one. There. Of course, now I have to do all of that. Again. I don't remember what the sizes were. I'm in the 80s somewhere for this one. Well, now why does... I'm gonna make that one a little bigger. Wish I could leave this open, but I don't know how. Okay, so this was in the 60s. 63, I think. Then, all I have to do is figure out what color the... I mean, I might leave the buttons white. Would you do that? I don't know. I suppose I could use the darker color for the buttons. That one. Go back to pencil. Ooh, okay, yep. Oh wait, nope. This one. Okay, so we're gonna try the darker color. I think we can go darker still. Yeah. Okay. So for this one, I can just bucket fill. I still don't know what to do about the clasps. I suppose they might be. Would they? I don't know if they would be silver though. So would they be the darker metal like the buttons? I mean, it does give them more dimension. And would the rolled edges here, would they be a different color, like slightly different? And would she have the ability to color them slightly different? Because I have to remember, this is hand-drawn, canonically. So there's a difference between what I can do and what she can do. Oh, that's right. This one, I can't just bucket fill. Well, I could if I went to the line work layer. I could, potentially. Make it easier. You can do a combo. Nothing saying you can't. It does not have to be all one or to other. Actually, if I wanted to change these, it would be easier this way. Because sometimes when you do a color that is close to another color, it'll color everything. So if I were to put this on the color layer and then change the color of the bracer, it might also change the color of the clasps. So I think I am gonna do, right, so that's the color of the bracer. I'm gonna go just slightly darker. Because she could do another pass with the marker. Well, I want to go a little darker. I'm gonna have to use a color picker tool later to find the colors I need. I don't know if I like that, but we'll see. Might be too close to the other color. But again, with markers, which is what she would be using, you got limited options. Oh, I see a little bit of blue that I missed. So I'm going to go pencil the current blue back to the color layer. Just nope. then I'll go to this one. Grab that gray that we were just using. Back to bucket fill. Oh, wait, hang on. Save. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna do more than just a drop shadow. Because it's a schematic. I don't think she would do like a whole bunch of shading on a schematic. Now, when she draws her dad's and her uncle, then she'll do shading. Oh, I see some stuff that I fixed on the other one and forgot to fix on this one. Okay, so boop, shift. Oh, that's I forgot that I had this on 8. So as to get back down to 5. Boop. Shift. Oop. Little off. See, these are way more visible with just the straight bucket fill. You can't see these as much with the other method of having the color layer. I don't think there's anything on the color layer, so this one I'm going to change to shadows. And my shadow technique I learned from the people that don't. There's a couple of okay. No. I didn't know that was there. The people that do or did the draw off, Kevin actually taught me the way that I do my shadows. So I'm going to zoom out for a rough shading. So when you're doing shadows, I'm on the shadow layer. So you draw sort of roughly where you want your shadow to be. And of course I'm going to want to, outline the bracer itself. Oh, that's not great. I'll touch this up later, obviously. So you're probably thinking, well, you're drawing like right on top of the wording. Yes, I am. Actually, it would have to be like that. And shift, I think, a little bit down. And then like that, and I have connected it, and then you bucket fill. And you're like, oh, well, but now you've covered all your wording, right? Well, I have. And I've also covered the bottom of this. But what you do is you go to opacity and you drop it. And bada bing, bada boom. You have shadows that cover all the colors and all the text. And you can still see things. Isn't that cool? And the great thing is, because these are hand-drawn, I don't have to do the same shadows every time. So I could do like a smaller shadow here. I can fix that later. Whoops. Layer, new layer. It helps if you're actually doing it in the layer you need. So I'm on the shadow layer. So maybe this one has like a tighter shading. And then shift to about here. Up, shift to about there, and I may not have my edges connected. I might have to fiddle, but bloop, and I'll fix it in a sec. Then this opacity goes down, and there you go. So let's zoom in and fix all of the wibbly wobbly line work that I just did. Yeah. Well, and here I can actually do the paintbrush because, you know, shadows aren't always crisp. But now that I've got the base line work, I can just, you know, and I can smudge as well to make this less of a hard edge. Smudge or erase or, you know, whatever I feel like doing. And again, you know, she would have drawn this, so like any sort of hiccups can be attributed to that. But again, it's a fine line between radically accepting that it is hand-drawn and it would have some oopsies, but then wrestling with your inner perfectionist going, yeah, but I can fix that. Like, I know hers would have oopsies, but mine doesn't have to. And I could have done all of these like manually and just traced them, but my hands are not what they used to be. Even though my mother got me a light table for Christmas one year, or my birthday, I forget, and I could trace them, my hands, my poor little hands. Actually, there's a little bit of an indent there. And you can, by the way, use the shift function on the eraser tool as well. Anything that you want to potentially make a straight line, you can use shift. And I know that I could just clean up all of my edges with that, but as I said, this would be hand-drawn, so there would be little wobbles here and there. I mean, yeah, she could have used a ruler, but this is meant to mimic marker, and marker bleeds, so I'm still gonna say it's good. give myself a guideline there. And I know, again, that if this were actually done in marker, there would be little smudges from where your hand drags. But look, this is going to be chapter art. There is some level of suspension of disbelief. I can't tell if that's on my screen or on the... It's on my screen, okay. That's always fun. Is that a mark on my screen, or is it something on the piece? No, that's just my screen. So yeah, I have to balance the, well, she would have to draw them separately, so some of it would be different with, but it's chapter art. So I've done a pretty decent job, I think, showing you sort of the process on YouTube. I'm gonna switch to Twitch because I have more tools over there, and I've got the part here that I want saved in the VOD, which is how to do the shadow layer, how to do multiples of the same thing, the 2 different ways you can color things. I think it's a pretty good basis. And it's been 2.5 hours, and YouTube might